read books. Yeah, because you didn't even check. You are here accusing me without checking. Yeah. So it is therefore critical for development and stability that citizens are prepared to commit to hard work. Youth service is necessary so that as citizens, because you are citizens of Malawi, so that you are prepared to commit yourself to hard work and develop a sense of love and attachment to the country. So it helps you as a youth to commit yourself to hard work. I don't know if you are even hardworking people and also develop a sense of love and attachment to the country. I hope you guys are not thinking of moving out of this country to move. You are moving to which countries? Where you will find everything that you want. So you are dreaming of Europe, USA. Oh, you are going, not even dreaming. Oh, I see. All the best. So currently, there is no mechanism that mobilizes or and harnesses young people's knowledge, energies, capacities, and skills in the provision of services to their communities. So far, no mechanism that mobilizes like the youth. The youth is knowledge, energies, and capacities, and also skills in provision of services to their communities. I don't know which services you guys provide for your communities. I'm sure you're just here to learn. But do you contribute anything to your community? Wow. Huh? So you're at that stage of cooking at the funeral. You guys, you are grown up so fast. Mfula munene kuti naffe tidakulamu obuuse tidaba titakwatira omakapiira ku maliro. Shame on me indeed. So furthermore, youth have limited opportunities to volunteer, implement community level projects. I don't know if you guys have those opportunities to volunteer or to work on community level projects to build character and social capital. Can you? Wow. So you have that capacity to implement community level projects. Have you ever done that before? You are planning to do it? You are planning to. In which field? In what area? Like what exactly are you planning to do? Women's development. So how do you think you will achieve women's development? What strategies are you going to use to achieve women's development? You will? Feminist. Wow. So it means you have already identified some inequalities, some of the discriminations that the women are facing. So are you going to focus on women as in general or young women only? Just in general. Wow. All the best. Yeah. So I'm wishing you good luck, guys. Yeah. 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 So the youth services that we'll discuss in this course include Youth Enterprise Development Fund, YEDEF Enterprise Development Fund. Ever heard of Youth Enterprise Development Fund? Youth-friendly health services, vocational skills and life skills. You've ever heard about it? Okay. So we'll start with youth-friendly health services. Yeah. What are you, okay, what do you understand about youth-friendly services? What do you think it means? Youth-friendly services. Youth-friendly services.
I think these are services which, what can I say? I can give an example of MHAP. That's a youth-friendly service. But as youth, if you have your problems, if you have whatever you want to do, if you want to just go there,
What else? Youth-friendly services.
There are programs which are there to empower youth
Mm-hmm.
and also train them, educate them
Mm.
with
Other example? Yes.
where the youth want to talk about their issues,
Mm-hmm.
their plans, and what they want to do. Like to open up on how they feel their mental health issues. It's like a group where they talk about their things.
So that they are free to go there and get help from. If you have problems, you are free. You feel like, okay, I will get helped. Like, you'll be received, you'll be respected, friendly. You want, yeah, of course, the issue of being judged, yeah. I think that's one thing that hinders social networking. Yeah, those are youth-friendly services. So youth-friendly services represent an approach which brings together the qualities that young people demand with the high standards that have to be achieved in the best public services. This is just a general explanation of the youth-friendly service. It brings out the qualities of the youth, because if you go there, it means you'll be nurtured, you'll be helped so that you can be a better youth. So it brings out that qualities in the youth that the young people, the thing that young people demand with the high standards that have to be achieved in the best public service. So, because if it brings you that quality in you as a youth, it means even when you are offering services later, you'll be better people to offer services to other people. So, such services needs to be accessible, acceptable, and also appropriate for the young people. So accessibility, it means when you need those services, you should be able to access such kind of services. Even in terms of location, are you able to access those kind of services? Because if you to give examples of most youth friendly services, maybe you may realize in urban areas maybe it's better than rural areas. Maybe you have such maybe organizations,
I don't want that.
clubs, or services which are youth friendly. So they need to be accessible by everyone. And even in terms of affordability, because sometimes some of these services you need to pay. Some of the services you to get a bucket of
That provides
to get a bucket of
is as a service from
so you need to pay.
and
So you want
everybody
free condoms.
services from such an organization
What about here on
that
campus?
to be a service, social work
Do you get them on
service.
campus? Because in most public universities, in the past, like at Bunda, they used to put in,
From
they still
social
do, in the toilets, or they still do it. They would put them, yeah, because it's safe. Yeah, I say we should be using them.
in the toilet. Yes.
Using them right in the toilet, or you should just get them from the toilet. Did you take your breakfast today?
Wow, bro.
Yeah, I see.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And they should also be acceptable and appropriate for young people. Acceptability. They should be acceptable for the young people. For example, maybe youth services like providing abortion services. So sometimes, they are not acceptable, but some services you may realize they are offering such kind of services so that the youth are going there to do the abortions. So, but they need to be accepted. This is just an example. Yeah. So for such services, they need to be acceptable and appropriate for young people and safe as well. Yeah. So they should be in the right place at the right time and at the right price. The right place as in you should be free to go there to get the services, because sometimes the location, it may not be easy. Like now, the youth are encouraged to get contraceptives. So imagine wouldn't the hospital whereby both young and adult women go. For young people, it becomes hard for young people. What if I meet
Ngiyingi yabo kuyika plaster.
Sababu ndaba uzafusira ntchito kuti iwe siku unamalize. Yeah, so they should be at the right time, at the right place, and also right price, a price that is affordable for the young people. Right time.
Parents can be available.
Hmm?
And where our parents cannot,
Be available.
can never even access it. We should just know what's there.
Which places like here are the hospitals safe for the youth? Maybe having a special section for the youth, maybe to get some of these services.
Hospital.
Mm. In schools. So where?
Performance kama mwanzo kama wanaanza kama kuganisa kuti
Kama ndio?
kama mwanzo
Oh.
alafu kuona ndio mwalimu alifanya hicho kuti muntu unokhala zotiwa amadala zosiyana siyana.
Yeah, so they should be equitable because they should be inclusive and do not discriminate against any sector of the young clientele. They should be inclusive, those services, irrespective of the age, status, race, location, whatever. So they should be inclusive and should not discriminate anyone. Yeah, in terms of even religion, everyone should be able to access. Whether you're coming from a different part of the country, you should be able. Even though those people with disabilities, they should be able to access such services. So, what do young people want from youth-friendly, healthy services? What is it that young people want from youth-friendly, healthy services? Freedom. Freedom of expression. You need somewhere whereby you are able to express yourself. Empowerment. You need to be empowered. What else? What do young people need from youth-friendly, healthy services?
I think also safety.
Safety. Safety in terms of
Like you just feel protected with your friends, feel so we can do this together. And, yeah, just feel
Yeah,
like,
so
we are good.
yeah, so she should also be protected.
So care about inclusive environment.
They will use it in empowerment in terms of
In terms of the trainings that they get when after them being trained, they should be able to go in the environment in society, to be able to express what they have.
they should be able to express what they learned from the such healthy services. What else? Leadership. Remember, talking of youth-friendly, healthy services, right? So, what is it that young people want from youth-friendly, healthy services?
They need to be educated. They are following things. Be aware of what they want to do, maybe about their
Sexual health, yeah, sexual health, reproductive health. Come again.
Some encouragement.
To get some encouragement. Yeah, when you are down, you know, I can go to this place where I can get some help from the people. Yeah, so they need a clinic environment and services, like you should be free to go there. The services which are offered should be able to help you, like to tackle the problems that you are facing, and even in the location. It should be a location whereby you are free without looking backward. Who is looking at me? Yeah, who is watching me? As she gave an example of going to pharmacies. In most cases, when it's a young person, all they think is, oh, they are going to buy condoms, they are going to buy contraceptives, morning after pills. Yes. So in most cases, maybe they're just going there to buy Panadol. So these services need to be offered at a place whereby no one is to be judged. Yeah, or you cannot even be watched by anyone. You shouldn't be afraid of who is watching me. So even the attitude of the provider. What about the attitude of the provider? What do you think they should be?
Positive.
They should be positive, friendly. Yeah, they should be respectful. They should be able to respect the young people. who are seeking their help. Confidentiality. Not like I tell you my story because I feel like, okay, I should be open, tell you everything that I feel. Then I tell you about my issues. Before you know it, everyone knows within the society. So confidentiality. You should be able to know that whatever you have shared is confidential. It should be, even the discussion should be done in a private space, more especially. There are some issues that you cannot be free to share while in an open space. But sometimes in other hospitals, more especially in public hospitals, all of stuff social kuyanga. Yeah, so and they should also be non-judgmental, the service provider. They should not judge you. You go to the hospital, you are wearing a mini skirt. They be like, like the way you are dressing, you deserve this. You see, mangwenera nakamera mavalira mne mukuonekera okungothamangira ndikudwala ndosegula mimba mwayesese matenda mwasese ezi just because of the way you are dressing. It looks like she has a very bad experience with that. So they should be non-judgmental. By just looking at you the way you are dressing, they already draw some conclusions, which may not even be true. So they should not judge you. So let's look at domains of adolescent-friendly healthy care. Domains of adolescent-friendly healthy care. The first one is accessibility of the healthy care. Of course, I already explained about accessibility in terms of location and affordability. It should be something that even the youth should be able to pay. If the services requires you to pay, it should be affordable so that you manage to pay for the services. And the staff attitude, respectful, non-judgmental, friendly, trustworthy. Confidentiality, even the tone of communication tells a story. Sometimes the way they are talking to you, you may not be able to share your real feelings. Sometimes you end up just telling a different story, not what you wanted, just because of the tone. And also the issue of active listening. They should be active listeners. Yeah. So in terms of communication, clarity, provision of information, active listening, tone of communication. Okay, I started on communication, not staff attitude. So it's accessibility, staff attitude, communication, active listening. Imagine you're telling me a story, I'm busy on the phone, I'm busy smiling. What would you think? I'm busy smiling. You'll be like, is he smiling about what I'm sharing? So for sure, that person is not actively listening to you. So it may put you off to share the little feelings, the little thoughts, the little issues that you wanted to tell them. And also medical competency, technical skills. That's why we always say, like, in terms of counseling, not everyone can be a counselor. Sometimes maybe you have some knowledge about counseling, but there are situations whereby you need someone who is competent with your issues. Guideline-driven care in terms of confidentiality, autonomy, comprehensive care, depending on the issues that you have presented them with. Not like you are going there, maybe you experience a miscarriage, you need some encouragement. Like the stories that will be told there. What would it show you my giant? They'll be like, at your age, you're just 17 and you're already pregnant. Yeah, and there should also be age-appropriate environment, flexibility of appointment times. For example, you are here in school, you are college students. Even the time of appointments should be flexible. Because sometimes, for example, if it's counseling, you may need to meet the counselor maybe for different sessions. So the flexibility for time appointments should be there. If you are attending classes, maybe they should be flexible. Okay, if you have time, maybe during lunch hour, just come during the lunch hour, we can discuss. Not just be too rigid. And separate physical space. Separate physical space whereby you are free. You want to meet your mummies, your aunties. your neighbors, more especially the neighbors, are good with telling stories. While you are still there, they will call. Kodi mwana wano amene akusazikana akupita kuti? Akupita ku school. Ndamona ku family planning unit. Mwina maybe is going there to meet a friend, spotting someone. There are a lot of things that can happen. Yeah, it's got memory to get condoms, you see. So maybe she's shy, but maybe you can help her. Yeah. And in terms of involvement in healthy care, they should be involved in healthy care and lastly healthy outcomes in terms of pain management, quality of life. Sometimes maybe you are going there in pain. They should be able to help you to manage that kind of pain, whether it's psychological. Sometimes you have issues, you lost someone. Because when you are talking of youth services, as I said, we are looking at all dimensions, whether it's social aspects, emotional, psychological, economic, physical. Mina mamenyedo na boyfriend, people will be judging you. At your age, you allow your boyfriend to be beating you. Why did you even go there? So, yeah. Yeah, so let's look at types of youth-friendly healthy services. Youth-friendly healthy services. So youth-friendly healthy services are delivered in different forms around the world. So what we are to discuss, these are just general. You may realize some of them we don't even practice here in Malawi, some of them we practice here in Malawi. So types of youth-friendly healthy services. According to Terry, he identified 6 different models for youth-friendly health service provision. Terry identified 6 different models. The first one is centers specializing in adolescent health set in hospitals. Centers specialized in adolescent health set in hospitals, like maybe having centers, special centers for adolescents, like maybe Badbaila, maybe Central Hospital. You have special centers for the adolescents. If you have your issues, you go there. If you have a gynecological issue, you go there. I'm not saying it's there, I'm saying that's what one of the model, having those specialized centers whereby you have issues. Also, maybe you had an abortion, you go to the hospital. Your parents now knows they need to do D and C, and the parents are. So you know your parents, more especially mothers, will tell their friends, you see, that's why we need. She deserves this. We expected this. Yeah, so kungoona the name of the word. So she's here, you see, and also community-based youth, community-based health centers, community-based youth-friendly health centers. I'm sure maybe in some areas, I don't think we have them here in Malawi, because if you talk of health centers, just a general health center. Despite the problem that you have, you just have to go there. So you meet your friends, you have to go there. Maybe you need some medication, special medication, you have to go there. Yeah, special. They just take more contraceptives. Not Zimbabwe or Zambia. I mean, they take my contraceptive pills. Like, it's normal for them. Oh, at a tender age? Yes. Yeah, for other countries, it's normal. Yeah. Akapeza embagi ulabisa mpagi sakuza achilotenda kafoni kujambula pa masomo zali mpaka you see.
you guys are involved in sexual activities with your partner. I think it's 18 and you're not ready to say what.
Yeah, I think we learned something about that. If you remember that during our first class, in terms of sexual activity, it's very young. I mean, it's very high at this age, and more especially in Africa.
Don't say
I said
which one.
this age, young people, the youth, more especially the youth.
It's our age, from which age to which age?
Do you remember what?
18 to 18.
18? Is it 18? So you mean 15 is not a youth?
Oh, you can.
10 too? Yeah.
But 10, not be like 10, if I don't consider virgin, I get scared.
Come again, what do you say?
If I think it's Panoka to a virgin, I get scared sometimes. I feel like maybe I'm being quiet.
So you think you're backward just because you're still a virgin?
Let's talk about sex and stuff. It's like, I don't know what at your age. Be like us.
Protection. She wants to protect herself
Yes.
from the unknown. Yeah, so the other model is school or college-based health services. School or college-based health services, whereby if you have issues, you can go there and get help. You have it where? Oh, Malita. So, that is a friend, it's a school, university health service, friend health service. It's not a friendly service, but you want to irritate some people. Yeah, the other model is community-based facilities or youth centers that all do not only provide health services, but also provide sexual and reproductive health-related information and the recreational activities like youth centers. I think for these community-based facilities like youth centers, I think we have in most areas, even in rural areas, we have them. I don't know if you go there to access sexual and reproductive healthy related information, because it's at the stage, at the age whereby this information, sexual and health related, reproductive health related information is necessary. And also pharmacies and shops selling healthy products. So Amina already complained that if you go to Bantiro pharmacy, people will think you are going there to buy morning after pill. When you're just going there to buy some Panadol or maybe some cough syrup,
Check your weight.
to check your weight, to check your BP, and people are thinking otherwise. Or to check sugar.
I'm talking experience.
Or you're talking from experience.
Yes.
People talked. Channel 0. Yeah, and also outreach services. Outreach services. I think these ones sometimes we have, but of course it's like sometimes campaigns. They have certain campaigns. They go in the rural areas or different communities, teaching the youth about different health-related information, outreach services, giving the information to the youth. I think we have them. Pena malengeza maijenitu. Zinkuza mau zimagali moto kumaenda. Yeah. So you need to go access, like if you need contraceptives, just be free. Access the contraceptives. Unlike getting pregnant at a tender age before you. Yeah.
You're not being judgmental.
So what are the barriers to accessing youth-friendly health services? Barriers. What are the barriers to accessing the youth-friendly health services? Fear. What kind of fear?
Of being judged also when you go there.
Oh, being afraid of being judged by the community, the friends, even the service providers sometimes.
accessibility.
Accessibility.
Some can't afford to go where the centers are.
Yeah, maybe because of location, distance. What else? Barriers to accessing youth-friendly health services. Nima ubashani.
Here to approach the service provider. But it may I might take a problem and I really feel like talking to you, but just because I'm scared and I don't know how to approach
Yeah,
you about it.
failing to approach the service providers. What else? Hatua mapizika tu wa phone. Things that you know. Yeah, so what other barriers do you think the youth face in accessing youth-friendly health services? Age, what about age?
If the service provider looks young, the did that is
Mesa ndio ndio kwa mazingira wa mimi. Oh,
And also,
do you agree with a point age? Like when they are young, you feel like this one cannot even help me.
I feel like when they are young, it's kind of better, unless if they are older, then they will be like, I have what I believe and what I know it put it right nowadays. Then these goes and they don't know about these things. So the Lord is telling you, this is bad, but maybe knowing that with this time and generation, this is right. So, yeah. No, but I feel like for age boys, not all, because me and him have a testimony. My sister told us about contraceptive and whatever circumcision. We slept for 3 hours, all of us lost. She's younger than all of us. After the session, everybody blacked out. We were all scared. So, no. Language barriers. Yeah.
Language barriers as well. Oh, cultural barriers, yes. Because in some cultures, if you go get some contraceptives culturally, like the stories that will come out of it, actually you can even be labeled a prostitute just by just getting contraceptives. Yeah, you can be called names. As a barrier. Can you explain, elaborate on how it can affect? What do you think, guys, that is substance, drug and substance abuse? You have improved your GTO, all right? Maybe if you can explain, maybe we don't understand it, you understand it better. Drug and substance abuse, as how can it be a barrier? Is it because you are using drug and substances you cannot go there? Because those people using drug and substance abuse are the ones who are supposed to go there to get help. So if you are using drugs, what barriers are there for you to access the youth-friendly services? You get it?
Some people are shy.
Yeah, just shy. Imagine going there just to ask for the religion. Yeah, in terms of religion, yeah, that's also another good point.
That's why they tell the guys to go
Which age? Eh? The? Yeah? Like Catholics?
Catholics.
Yeah, Catholics is true. They don't like encourage using them. I cannot say they stop, but they don't encourage using contraceptives and using condoms. They don't.
Even the Judaism, I said they tell the guys to go to circumcised for you to eat it raw. Because they don't like whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, so some of the points is that the services may not be unavailable to unmarried young people, for example. like unavailable to young people, such services, special services. Like in our case, I don't know if we have such special services, like for contraceptive. Do we have a section for the young people? Of course, we've heard about such stories, but I don't think maybe we have. Of course, like the weekend class mentioned, I've forgotten this. Is it an organization, whatever, where you go get the services, but you pay? I've just forgotten the name. You go, but you need to pay. It's not for free. So that's another barrier because you need to pay. Yeah. And for other people, it's lack of confidence just to go there. Where will I start from? How will these people look at me? So you start judging yourself before they start judging you, even before going there. Yeah. So you just lack confidence. And also fear of lack of confidentiality. Like you feel like the whole community will know about your issue. Maybe someone was raped, you need some help, maybe counseling. But you feel like if you go there, like the counselors maybe will be sharing your stories to other people. If it's madam who started using my case and as an example in class for religious readers, like the pastors, whatever, we use you as example. It happens sometimes. Yeah, of course they don't mention the name, but you know, like this is my case, this is my issue. Yeah. So lack of fear of being judged. So the studies reviewed by Tyre detail young people's concerns about being recognized in waiting rooms or caregivers finding out about a young person's visit to a sexual and reproductive health clinics. Imagine finding you on a queue waiting room to be helped. So that was one point that the young people raised. Maybe you visit a sexual and reproductive health clinics and you are in a waiting room. So some people they become afraid of being noticed by other people. People will see me. 2 hours. You go in the morning, you get help in the afternoon. Akuti mabaya kuzatani kuno anthu akuona kuti but you can see it's a sexual and reproductive health clinic. Yeah. So we have physical barriers in terms of distance, economic barriers in terms of costs. That's what we already discussed. Yeah. So they have just been grouped in terms of physical barriers. Any physical barrier will come into this point in terms of distance. Economic barriers in terms of cost. Maybe some youth cannot afford to pay. Administrative barriers in terms of policies or how it is structured. Psychosocial barriers, as she said, being anxious, shame, or feeling guilt, or the fear of being judged. So this is psychosocial barriers. If you feel like, what if people see me in this area? What will they say? What will they? So people will start judging you. So some people may have negative feelings about maybe being shame or feeling guilt. Did we mention the beliefs? Beliefs? Culture. Yeah, we talked about culture because beliefs are under culture. Yeah. Because I think on religion there are some churches. So if you have your issues, you can't even go to the hospital. Eh?
Some changes. I'm going to Zimbabwe, those apostles, they put on my white shirt. I didn't get it. As you know, they don't allow any, even if you get sick, even if it's malaria, if it's cholera, it's either you die there, even if you're giving birth. You give birth to change with my priest.
Yeah, actually, 2 years ago, I was doing a survey somewhere far in Palombe. I think so, it's Palombe. So we went to this area whereby the community was, the majority of the community were Zions. And I met this woman who said they cannot go to the hospital. If they want to give birth, they have specialists at the church. I'm from the church. They have specialists who help them, but they don't go to the church. They don't receive, they don't receive what we call blood, whatever. She explained a lot of things. Actually, she was even bored with the topic. She didn't want us to talk about it. Yeah, because when you try to say something, it was like, I'm trying to castigate them, but yeah.
Those the same Christian and 5 wives, same church. Imagine, just imagine. Seven.
It's nice.
Let's have 5 minutes break and we continue. 5 minutes break. You can pause. Okay, first. The youth-friendly sexual and reproductive health services. Why are they needed? To have a healthy youth. What else?
For education.
For education. So you just need them for education so that you gain knowledge. Is it? Awareness. Yeah. Awareness, so that you are aware of which things are good, which things are bad, what you're supposed to do, what things you are not supposed to do. What else?
Also help in preventing early pregnancy.
Helping the youth in preventing early pregnancies. What else? Come again?
It also prevents you to have illness.
Yeah, it helps to prevent you in getting to early marriages, because one thing is, for example, education. You know, education is good. It delays people in giving birth, childbirth. Yeah, and even in the time you get married, it's different from those people in the field.
8 years,
Yeah.
4 years, but also 4 years.
I feel like touching it.
Yeah, your friends have already one or two. Already.
16 years ukupanga school. Yapenda kuprimary. Secondary.
But you started at 0? Did you start the school at 0 age? Oh,
From standard 1 up
to 8. Yeah.
From 1 up to form 4.
Mm.
Then here you are doing your degree.
It was for you are going to die.
Then after graduating, rest in peace.
And also, I feel like with these family groups and whatever, they help you to gain autonomy because they have vocational trainings at the same, so they gain autonomy to do their own stuff. Not asking families for bundles.
Imagine.
So we find boyfriends who make
So
Do you have a boyfriend yourself? Why not?
relationships are hard.
The?
You just want to be free and peaceful.
Yeah, freedom.
Young and free. Like, I choose to eat who I want. Why are you judging? I'm saying that I will choose who I want to eat. Not that I've found the one, but
Yeah.
I haven't choose. But in short, she's single, but she can still eat.
she's still
No, I'm not sexual.
What else? Rehabilitation. Mm-hmm. Yeah, more especially the issues of mental illnesses. It helps. St. John of God?
Yeah, they do those mis- and I'm not asking for people like you who are mental and stable.
After him, I'm going to
Yeah, it's HR.
Oh. Yeah. So it's also a period of changes. They need sexual and reproductive health services because this is a period of change. From the ages of 10 to 24, young people experience a period of changes in both physical, psychological, and social development. Yeah. So not only do their bodies change, but it's also a time of discovering, exploring, and experimenting. So I'm sure you guys, you are at the stage of discovering, exploring, and experimenting in all aspects of life. So this acts as a basis for well-being of people, like, because whatever you do now will affect you for the rest of your lives. So as you are at the stage of discovery, exploring, and experimenting, you need to know these issues of sexuality and also sexual and reproductive health. You need to know. Otherwise, we may end up having youth, uh, which is not health. Anyway, we already learned about healthy youth development. So I'm sure you are all healthy youth right now. And also lack of information.
I don't trust him. Is single dot.
You have the best friends. If they were fresh.
Imagine the first not this one. But madam, I feel like those people with a lot of information like us, social workers, we know what's right and what's wrong. But we are the people who does it the most. I can give an example of doctors. Doctors, they know a lot and but what they do behind the curtain.
Have experience.
The social worker dated the doctor, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
What do they do behind them telling us to be
You
safe?
need to have an experiment.
They are not safe. Like whatever they are doing is not safe to themselves.
As if we are in a safe environment. But what they do outside
Behind it's them who are
Behind the closed doors.
yes, are not safe.
Yeah. So, so another thing is lack of information, because some of the youth, they lack or they have insufficient information which can help them to make informed choices or informed decisions. So just because for us who are here, maybe we are exposed, we know these things, we learn in class or three different social media platforms, but there are other people in our communities who don't have this kind of information. Because for other people, more especially in the village, akuti tizibwezi mangosintha tizibwezi togona neti ngati mmoza ine HIV and AIDS ndetasungwana tonse of that cycle. But so such issues, they need information. So most young people lack information. As I said, the majority of the youth are in the rural areas. Most of them, they are not even educated. Some of them, they don't even complete their primary education. So think about the kind of information or knowledge they have. Yeah. Because some of these people, like, they really don't know. That's why today they have sex today, they are already pregnant, they get pregnant. Because some of the people, the menstrual cycle, whatever. They are waiting for you to pay for their school fees. Like, they'll be calling you. Nekufuna fees ya mwana mbeza ku school and you pay. But now when you try to give them advice, you'll be like the bad person. Yeah. Oh, also my firstborn. Amarijani. But she manages to take care of them, all of them, through child support, or she's doing something like she can support her kids.
Those are the programs. Abo big yard yabo message yawe but still I think
Yeah, auntie muli kuskula kwa utanjenjete, yeah. So young people have insufficient. Let's proceed. Young people have insufficient access to information and services to make informed decisions, and this is to a large extent as a result of culture of silence around youth sexuality. The taboo of talking about sexual matters in many cultures, and they focus on youth sexuality as a problem, and they believe that information about sex will lead to sexual experimenting, like information about sex. Can it lead to someone experimented? So because of some cultures, they believe it's like a taboo to talk about, like for the young people, talk about sex, about reproductive health. So young people lack information because of culture.
But I feel like Kalekale was like that because there I remember if I go home, I love, I think I just talk too much. Then I end up talking about these stories. And also coming from a social
Working background.
view. So my grandparents would be just sitting looking at me like I can tell what there's a price with Kim knows about this stuff. They are also learning.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm like,
Yeah, but no, I feel like it's different, madam. Because Kalikali talking about that, Abonde, Uita Gita Mabaja, Wakula!
They'll even find a husband for you.
Nowadays they are, oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, even in our syllabus, you realize they start learning this in primary schools and the 3, 4, they're already learning about sexual issues, sexual activity. Yeah, so I think, of course, the lack of information somehow is there when you go deeper into the sexual activities, like information about sexual and reproductive health. If you go deeper, like these people, they really lack information. Yeah, so there's still that gap of lack of information.
But we are also lacking information from the past year, how people were getting married, arranged marriage, for the same 50 years.
I want that.
So you want that information? Was it just perseverance?
Send me that information, because how do you send a letter with good data and it's not married there? You just get the wife.
Nowadays, it's very information, we have typed share. You can't possibly get married to someone that I want. I like mine too and black. I mean,
Jesus, are we talking
So what if they find you a short,
red skin.
light-skinned, fat woman? What if he has money?
If you know how much I find those people short, red skin with money, power, and they say, I don't want what they're not my type. Where are
Your
you
type
guys?
is
Black.
giant.
So someone who can carry me.
and no matter where you're at.
What
Anyamara sana? Sajwaya? So the other point is STI, HIV prevalence. That's why like the youth need sexual and reproductive health information. Yeah, because young people are disproportionately affected by HIV. Yeah, so I think you know like the HIV prevalence in young people. So they need such kind of information. When we talk of lack of information, this is one part whereby young people lack this kind of information. How they can get STIs. How can they prevent from STIs? Ndakhala kumuzi nditi mali chete matheories tawo tosaziwika, they end up getting STIs. Yeah. So the prevalence and incidence of curable STIs varies widely between countries, but worldwide it is estimated that the highest prevalence of STIs is among youth. So the high prevalence of largest prevalence of STIs is among the youth. That's why the youth need this kind of information. So you already have information, but you think like from the account section, they are the ones who doesn't know about this information.
Yeah.
Oh.
Memory has.
So the other issue is about early childbearing. About this is according to World Health Organization 2011. Of course, I'm sure the statistics have been doubled by now, because it was about 16 million adolescent girls between 15 to 19 years of age giving birth each year. 16 million worldwide giving birth between 15 to 19 years giving birth each year. Yeah, while for some of these young women, pregnancy and childbirth are intended, they are intended. For many others, they are not like planned, but the majority is not, more especially in the village. at that age, it's like they plan to get married to give birth, let's have a baby. Like on Saturday, when I was coming from work, yeah, there was this couple, young couple. Anyamula kabebe, teta amayi wanyamula kabebe, teta baba anyamula chinsalo. I think amachokera kuti pandamba. Zimandisegese eti machokera uchipatala atadanga kuti ayi, but I didn't proceed with it because kanali kamwana kakang'ono. The girl, like for me, the woman was too young for me to give birth. Yeah, this one having a fellow human being to take care of, you see.
Exactly. That's what I've been telling you. People judge me. How is this kid having a kid?
Oh, so a virgin gave birth to another kid. Yeah. So in terms of childbearing, in many cases, girls are likely to be sufficiently mature when we are talking of giving birth at that age, 15 to 19, in terms of physical, emotional, social things. Think about the emotional part. That's why sometimes you just leave your kid with your moms instead of bonding with your own child. Yeah. So it means they are not yet mature. That's why giving birth requires someone who is mature enough. Yeah. So factors contributing to unintended pregnancies include lack of knowledge or access to contraception and inability to negotiate for safe sexual practices. Agreed.
Always negotiate.
Yeah, so in addition, in many contexts, girls are pressurized to both marry and bear children at an early age. More especially in the village, if you go there, people say, are you married? No. Do you have kids? No. At that age. How old are you? Then down on Miza, that's 63 years. They were surprised. So you think at this age I was supposed to have kids? So like now they start telling me, this one has 2 kids. I'm like, oh, really? So I'm like, that was when I was in year 3. I'm like, but anyway, I'm still in year 3. I have year 4. I have to finish, start working, get married, and think about giving birth, about having children. So in the village, they still have like, it becomes like people, when you get married, people be like, you see, all your friends are married, they all have kids. What about you? Ama nena ndani? Nena iwe? Yeah.
Twice a week.
When are you getting married?
When are you getting? Okay, fine. Do you have someone?
Really?
Kibali. Every day.
I don't know what's so fun about getting married. Hey, Marty, starting facing all these financial problems while they're still young. Yeah. So the other issue is unintended pregnancies and abortions. Unintended pregnancies and abortions. So unintended pregnancies, both unplanned and unwanted. What's the difference between unplanned pregnancy and unwanted pregnancy?
It's the same.
It's the same. Is it the same or different? Unwanted.
No, unplanned by people maybe who are already married. They didn't plan for it. Maybe they also use contraceptives.
Yeah.
And you are, or they are not making that unplanned.
Yeah, that's unplanned.
Unwanted. Unwanted, you for something that you did not plan about, obviously you don't want it. So it's unwanted and it's unplanned. From a social work perspective?
Oh, from a social work perspective, is it different or the same?
It's different. It's the same.
It's different. It's the same but different. It's the same but different.
By by words. I'm for fun, yeah.
Of course, to some extent, I would buy Amila's explanation and planned. You can be maybe married or maybe you are at that age, you can give birth, but you get pregnant. But unwanted usually it could be from young girls, very young girls, small girls who are yet at that age of getting pregnant.